right. So circling back to if you need money to record, alternatives to signing a record deal would be things like crowdfunding your album. Now, some artists will try that and not earn enough money because their fan bases aren't big enough. But if your fan base isn't big enough to record an album yet, then you're probably not ready to record your studio album. There should be a demand for your music before you actually spend the money to record. And you probably wondering, well, how do I do that without recordings? Well, you can make, unprofessional recordings from your home recordings from your home and then post them online. Obviously, as an artist, you want that amazing studio album to be posted online. And if you want to spend the money on that by working side jobs and whatever, that's completely fine. But from a business standpoint, we typically recommend just, developing your music, showing it to your audience, posting things as demos until people are into it enough where it's just like, hey, yeah, when are you going to release a studio album? Great. Well, I'm going to be doing this crowdfunding campaign. I would really like your support. Like, that's what you want to work your way up to doing. If you want to front the money for the album, it's completely fine. Some people even take loans out, like personal loans for that. Again, we were kind of advised against that because putting yourself into debt isn't the greatest thing in the world. But at the end of the day, even the debt that you would get from a personal loan is better than signing a record deal where you're
I was going to say it's essentially
and giving up your sales. Yeah. I mean, you're giving up sales. It's like, again, if you went to a bank and said, hey, I'm going to take out a personal and record my album. And they said, great, pay us back plus, $40,000 on top. And you're going to keep the recording. Like, that's a record deal. That's how crazy that kind of stuff is.
I mean, yes and no, because the record company, the record label should be in the business of selling that record, so they should be a little better in terms of helping you sell that than the bank would. But
right.
But yeah.
I mean, it's an extreme thing, but that's the reason why it's like, because it doesn't. I feel like this kind of thing never sinks in for artists, and they just think it like they're gonna again be the exception, to this. So you really want to just be really mindful of what's going to be in your deal and what to look for.
And afraid to push back. I mean, when you get a contract, that's the start of the negotiating. There's nothing wrong with pushing back and saying, I need these things changed. And that's what it is. That's expected. So don't think that if you're difficult and you want to change certain things in the contract that they're going to drop you. I mean, they might, but they're not going to just drop you because they're offended that you tried this. They're going to say, no, we're not going to do that. Do you still want the deal?
Yeah. And not signing a deal might actually be beneficial to you. I mean, again, my teacher and I have been involved in a lot of contract negotiations throughout the years with companies, through our label and through the label that we previously worked at. And have some deals fallen through because we couldn't reach terms. Sure. Have some deals taken 6 months to a year to put together because we were just going back and forth arguing over points. That happens too. But at the end of the day, like what you're trying to reach for is a place where you feel confident and comfortable that the deal that you're signing is good. Thanks for watching. If you're truly serious about building a professional music career, then I recommend learning how to be successful by watching our video, How DIY Musicians Become and Stay Successful. You can find the link for it in the description below. It's filled with great information, and we even give you a free gift for watching. So you really can't go wrong. Anyway, check it out today, and please don't forget to subscribe.